Okay, the Ruptured Towers video walkthrough series thing continues. This is Doubt, the first part of the Ruptured Towers. It's the forest-themed tower. Come on, jump, jump, jump. There we go. Forest-themed tower. There's obviously a giant tree, and this is Solstheim, Telmithrin. This is a Telmithrin staircase and Telmithrin door. So here we go! So when you enter Doubt, it's the inside of Telmithrin, and there's an Armos over there. There's some Morrowind Solstheim lanterns hanging around. I like this one in the middle. It's hanging from the very center post there. And each tower has a poem and a companion scroll, because you may have noticed Serana is not with me and Miko is not with me, because the Ruptured Towers and the Shattered Lands and the Link Between Worlds do not have companions in them. They are a trial for the player, not the player's followers. So here's the first book, first poem. Every poem was very carefully chosen, and they sort of build a story as you progress through the tower. So this is sort of one, and it's very reminiscent of the opening of Majora's Mask. So there's that. You get a scroll of Spriggan Thrall. If you need a little help, you can summon a Spriggan, and she'll help. And there's an Armos statue. So look for the Armos statues, and they'll have these guys in front of them. I'm going to take this poem. That's by Robert Frost. There are Spriggans in here. They are very unpredictable in when they attack you. Sometimes they'll just stand there and not do anything, but then they'll just suddenly attack. So it's sort of, ooh, who knows. There's also a Gossip Stone over here, so if you have the Mask of Truth, if you have the Mask of Truth, you can talk to it. The Lens of Truth will focus their thoughts, and that's another video. This is the entrance to the boss arena. There's a book over there you may have seen the title of. And this, I forget what this is. Oh, this is the way out. So that's the one to the boss, that's the one to the way out. And this is the Telmithrin shaft, and I put wood staircase here. And here's some fog for you. And the Ruptured Towers, because the Ruptured Towers are sort of weird and it's sort of part apocrypha, part construct of somebody's mind, they're strange. So there's a lot of... Doubt is one of the least strange, but it gets stranger and stranger and more weird as they progress. So there's a really crappy trap here. Single spear. So unless you're really dumb and you take a long time, that's no problem. There's some more roots coming through. There's a lot of fun building these things because I could just go nuts and I didn't have to worry about making them follower friendly. Doubt is probably pretty follower friendly, but the other ones not so much. There's a door that doesn't open, and it's sort of a puzzle. Sort of. This is poison gas, and when you enter, you start to suffocate, but there's a chest over there. So, oh yeah, when you enter, there's a trigger that drops stones. And in here, there's some treasure, some rupees, really good rupees actually. The rupees are new for 6.0, and they just sort of happened. I was not expecting to put the rupees in. They just appeared. I mean, because it was sort of a natural progression, because Majora's Mask Unbound came in, and I'm like, well, I have to do something for that, and I'll explain more with Majora's Mask Unbound, but basically I needed to add the rupees, and they ended up coming in. And fortunately they're weightless. They're weightless, and they have a lot of value. So I'm suffocating right now, so I'm going to go underwater. And quickly jump up here. Yeah, I know I'm wet. Okay, oh, come on, you door. So don't lag, because... don't lollygag. Don't be lollygag. No lollygag. These Spriggans are not doing much. So here's sort of a fork in the road. You can go this way, and that will bring you back up. This way brings you to good old Wolfos. And he wakes up everybody. And there's some treasure. Ooh, a gold rupee. Nice. And it keeps going. There's this. The mushroom room. The mushroom room. Yeah. And you can see the bridges. This is jumping puzzle. And there's a nice piece of treasure at the very top. You need Whirlwind Sprint or the Rocks Cape in order to complete this jumping puzzle. You can sort of get to a certain point without them, but I think here, yeah, here you need one of them. I think actually you could, yeah, you can get up here. It's a lot of jumping, but at this point you need, whoop, for the sake of time, I'm not gonna run around. You need Whirlwind Sprint or Rocks Cape. Fortunately, I have Whirlwind Sprint. Whoop, that was dumb. Nope, not TLC, TCL. It's tricky, but it is possible. I tested it several times. It is definitely possible with both Whirlwind Sprint and the Rocks Cape, so no matter which one you have, you can do it. It just takes a little effort. I think this is the point where I need... oh! Pick her off. Way to go, lady. Proud of you. Anyway.
What the heck?
Oh, where am I? There I am. So here, there's the treasure. Probably put a light there. The lighting is not the greatest in this place. Okay. Come on. Do your thing. Waiting for... there we go.
What the heck?
And here is... ooh. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, anyway, that's from a different mod. That's, Winter Mist Enchantments, I think. This is the reason why I dragged you all up here. The Gust Jar. So, go ahead and take that. The Gust Jar is very cool. It is actually partially a proof of concept for the hookshot. So, it does this. It sends out unrelenting force projectile, but there's more to it than that. Let's see if I can get down without dying. That's the tricky part, isn't it? Okay. I think, actually, there's a chest down here with some loot in it. Some nice rupees. Ooh, that's really good. Disease damage, huh? Interesting. Where am I going? Oh, yeah. I think there's a skull tool up here I can test it on. Oh, tech type, perfect. So, the gust jar pulls enemies to you. So it's really useful to have it in one hand and have a sword in the other. Because then you can do a little bit of that. Pull it toward you, slappy slappy. So that's sort of how the hookshot will work. It will be a sort of a bolt instead of a sweep, and it'll pull enemies to you with a chance to disarm, and the claw shot will be a guarantee to get disarmed with a chance to pull them toward you, that sort of thing. The gust jar, sort of a proof of concept of how that'll work. Custom texture, of course, for the gust jar. It turned out really well. I know some of you may be saying, well, the gust jar, actually the gust jar has 2 handles. This one only has 1. Yeah, that's a good point. But this is Skyrim. I had to make do with what I had. And I think it turned out really well. I think it's fine without the second handle. Not everything's gonna be perfect. It's not everything's gonna be perfect. Because this is Skyrim. There's nothing I can I can't make everything exactly like it was in Zelda. This isn't a Zelda game, it's Skyrim. Keep having to reiterate that, but that's just how the mod is. There's only so much I can do. And besides, I don't want to like perfectly replicate a Zelda game. My philosophy is, if you want to fight Ganon, if you want to have a legitimate Zelda experience, like just like playing a Zelda game, then you can play a Zelda game. This is Skyrim. It's meant to be Zelda put into Skyrim's universe. It's not like using Skyrim as an engine to remake Zelda. That's not what Relics of Hyrule is about. It's a weapon, magic, armor collection of Zelda items. So it's using Zelda as a ancient civilization like the Dwemer, and you're finding their artifacts. The title Relics of Hyrule is not a mistake. It's not something I just pulled out of the air. It's a description of the mod. So there. Okay. First boss of the Ruptured Towers. This is Dilemma. This is going to be interesting. You may have noticed the floaties in the air. I'm really proud of that, because I figured it out, and every tower has its own little floaties. Anyway, here goes Dilemma, the first portion, the first boss of the Ruptured Towers. So here's a crazy town forest. There's Soul Cairn Sky there. The door is in a bunch of roots. There's dead stuff all over the place. It looks like the ground is ash. There's mountains behind us. And there's a dragon burial mound. I think you know what's going to happen next. So this is Aqua Mentis. I'm going to pause for a moment. This is Aqua Mentis. He is just a basic blood dragon. I didn't do anything special with him. He's basic blood dragon. He does have some special properties, which you'll be able to see soon. I think he has a special shout, and he does things a little differently than a normal blood dragon would. So that's the introduction to Aqua Mentis. The doubt dragon, I guess. Alright, Aqua Mentis, do your thing. That's one thing he does, he dive bombs you. So this chest over here, every boss arena has a backup chest. So if something goes wrong and Aqua Mentis decides to just fly into the distance and just decides to not bother you anymore, you can use that chest to get the important parts, like the important keys and things. So that's one thing. He fires seeker bolts, and those seeker bolts actually do poison damage. Did he hurt himself? Oh, jeez. He also has a few wind attacks. Though part of this is from Dragon Combat Overhaul. Like that. That's from Dragon Combat Overhaul. But the Seeker Bolt, that's from Relics of Hyrule. Okay, Aqua Mentis is down. And he has the Doubt Key, which is the most important, and some Sand of Hours, which is pretty important too. If you get lost, the local map helps a little. There's another thing I need to fix. Always things to fix, but at least it's stable. And more of the Spriggans are awake. They wake up in fits. Anyway, so now I have the Doubt Key so I can open this. And here's a lore book. At the end of every tower there's a lore book written from the perspective of the person who sort of built, quote-unquote, the Ruptured Towers, from his memories and such. I won't read this to you. There's some cool stuff in it, and it starts to build a story. Alright, we're heading to Fear. And here is a book. Requires a key. You'll get that key over there. I think, yeah, see that book there? The end of my crosshairs? That book leads down here. So there's some shortcut books scattered throughout the dungeons. Looks like the lighting is a little better. You can actually see. Must have been nighttime when we got here. Anyway. This will be Fear. Fear is part 2 of the Ruptured Towers video walkthrough series thing.